Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to this session of, I keep calling it a session, to this coffee talk. And today, excited because we're going to talk more about content, but we're also going to be hanging out again, once again, having our morning coffee. And if this is your first time coming, I want to say welcome and thank you. And if you're watching this on a replay, well, if you missed some of our coffee talks, you can always go right there if you're watching this on YouTube, and it should be there after the fact. There's a little playlist there that will let you guys see all of the past coffee talks. This here is, let me pull it up here. We are session 31 is where we're at right now. So that's pretty crazy. Decided to do this when we got quarantined, and I said, you know what, let's see what happens. And here we are, 31 coffee talks later. So it's pretty crazy. So it's been fun, but I did want to just, again, welcome you on to the coffee talk. If you are here, go ahead and comment if you are here live. Even if you're not here live, comment, let me know that you are tuning in. And if you have any questions as we go through this, let me know. And I'm trying to always pick like a topic we can talk about here for, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Then we can discuss it a little bit further and see if you have any questions. But also, if you have any questions or anything that you want me to discuss on an upcoming coffee talk, that is, we can definitely do that. Just make sure that you drop it in the comments and let me know. And I'm just going to go ahead and give some shout outs here. Justin says, no volume. Smiley is in the house. What's up? Okay, now Justin says, good morning, Scott. Are you guys able to hear me now? Just give me a yes or a thumbs up or something like that to make sure that I am coming through. I just want to make sure that you all can hear. Salama says, hello, happy guy. Well, yes, it is a happy day. You know why? Because it's a new day full of opportunity. We get to get out there and make it happen. Not actually out there because we're quarantined, but you get what I mean, right? We can do whatever we want in the world, and it's our choice. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to hang out, talk a little bit of video stuff. Yesterday, we talked about blog content as far as how to create it, but then also how to format it, and then also how to optimize it. Today, we're going to be talking about the video side of that. And then again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. What's up, Paul? Kate says, yes, I can hear you. Awesome. Welcome back, Kate. And I should probably also remind you guys, because Kate, I think you invited your friend Jennifer before. If you guys would do me a favor, invite a friend to one of these coffee talks. The idea here is for us to get together in the morning, kind of go over some things, and then get out there and rock the day. All right. So let's do that. All right. Make sure that you invite a friend. If you could do that, that would be awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube, also subscribe to the channel. That way there you get notified. Same thing with Facebook. Make sure that you like the page. That way there you get notified for any future or when we go live, and which will be at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So definitely make sure you do that. All right, cool. So how's everybody doing today? Everybody doing good? All right, cool. Let me see if I can't pull up my little handy dandy little iPad here, and we'll see if everything is working on my end. Hey, look at that. We got our little pen here. All right, cool. So the first thing that I want to mention here, okay, is why would we want to use video? Now, I do want to say this. If you are already producing content, written content for your business, for your blog, and you're feeling like you're like busy enough doing that, you don't have to do video yet. I do think you should find a place for it eventually, but if you do have the bandwidth for it, which I think that you can create a system to make this happen. And when you do, there's so many benefits to a video. I also want to mention that what we're talking about on video is generally evergreen content. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Evergreen content is basically something that you create once, but lives on. Okay. It's something that can be searched for today. It could be searched for a year from now, 9 years from now. It doesn't matter. So when you create a piece of evergreen content, in this case, a video, it lives on. There's a lot of other benefits that go with video. There's a huge one is the know, like, and trust. All right. So like we're on video right now, I'm on video, and you're watching this, you get to see who I am, right? You get to look into my eyes. You get to see the actions that I'm making, or the expressions. And you're like, I don't know if I like that guy. Or you're like, you know what? That guy's a lot like me. Yeah, I like that guy. Or, it's the same thing in your business. So whenever you're able to show up, and if you're giving bass fishing tips, it's the same thing. They're gonna be like, I like that guy. Or I don't know, that guy's a little too technical for me. I don't think I like that guy as much. Right? I don't mind him, but he's just a little bit too technical for me. You get what I'm saying, right? You get to build that know, like, and trust by showing up on video. It's just, there's no hiding, right? For me, if I was scripting right now, I wouldn't be as authentic. That's why I just kind of go off the cuff a lot. I just want you guys to know there is the power in video, but it can be hard for some people to get on camera. And I remember, I'll share a little story with you. And I shared this at Brand Accelerator Live. There was a video of me in my office years ago when my wife and I were doing photography and videography somewhat. And we wanted to get new clients in our studio. So I wanted to shoot a video telling people what we offer and kind of like bringing them into the emotional side of, having pictures taken. And so I ended up trying it for about, 5 hours. And I never ended up getting that video done. I just couldn't do it. I kept thinking about too much of what I wanted to say. Did I sound bad? Did I look right? All of this stuff. And I shared that video at my event because I wanted people to see, listen, like I was there too. Like some people were like, oh, Scott, it's easy for you. You just show up and just start talking. It wasn't always that way. I had to get out of my own way in my own head. So this way here, I could show up and start creating. And then once I did, to me, it was just a whole new ball game for me. Then the podcast, the same thing. When I'm able to show up on audio, you get to know who I am a little bit quicker. And then you get to decide. Plus, I get to show up and give value. So today, I structured a little something here for you, but it's not like I'm not scripting anything. I'm just going to follow 3 points that I want to share with you that I think that would be helpful to you. And then you can go and take them and use them if you want. And if you don't have to, but you still had fun hanging out, right? So that's what we're talking about whenever we're showing up on video. Is it's not always about you have to teach. You have to also bond. You have to also, show people a little bit more about you or your brand. Now, again, if you're not on camera and you have someone that is on camera, that person should represent your brand, right? So it's got to be the same feel, the same, the same mission, the same, thought process, whatever, right? Your beliefs. And then that's really where people will start to buy into your brand and your market. And I'll tell you one other thing. There's a lot of businesses out there not utilizing video because of those things, because they don't know if they look right. They don't know if they sound right. They don't have the right equipment, which, oh, by the way, I should probably mention this. There's a brand new video that just went out on YouTube, and I go over exactly what I have here behind the scenes. I have my light, I have my mic, I have my camera, I have my computer, I have my mixer, I have everything, and I broke it all down. And actually, I had my son, who's 22, Scotty, I had him actually do the edit. So check it out. I'll actually put it right here if you're watching this later on YouTube, and I will put it right there. That's where I'm supposed to point. So that way there you get to see that video. So check it out if you're at all interested. I had a question come in. I think it was from Salama earlier. I think it was a YouTube comment. Would you go with this same setup if you were to start again right now? Same equipment. And the answer is, it kind of depends. What's my budget like, right? I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a camera and a lens. Actually, it was a little bit more now. It was probably like $1,100, $1,200. I'm not going to spend that if I have a limited budget, or if I'm just getting started. I might just use my iPhone. I've used my iPhone for a lot of videos. Works great. Biggest thing I would say, microphone. Microphone is like number one. Now, it doesn't have to be this caliper. It could be, like I've said before, this little zoom, this little H1 zoom. I mean, this right here, great quality, $100. But that right there is really, really important. The video doesn't have to be as good, although the video on an iPhone is really good. And lighting is pretty important. Either have a window source or a light that you can purchase. But I go through everything there. So again, it doesn't have to be this. Okay, it can be just an iPhone and a mic. And if you want to, if the camera or if the phone is close enough to you, you can get by without having a microphone. I've done that as well. All right. So the biggest thing is just get out there, be authentic. Period. All right, cool. If you have questions on this, let me know. But I'm just going to go ahead and dig in. Let me make sure, for some reason, my iPad, hopefully I've got enough juice here. Yeah, I've got it plugged in. I should. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and add that back. All right, cool. So here we go. All right, here is the basic formula, and then we can go ahead and talk about this, okay? So and because we've already talked about why, and I think we all agree, yes, it's pretty powerful and we probably should use it. And I'll talk a little bit more on how we can take that and repurpose it and all that stuff after. But the biggest thing that we want in this formula is we need to do this right here, because our attention is so scattered, right? I don't know if you can read that or not. That spells hook. All right, let me actually do that again. Scott, that was terrible. Let's go ahead and try that again. Let me see if I can't make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So let's do this. Hook. Hey, there you go, Scott. Okay, the hook. So what do I mean? Well, when you show up on video and someone's there, you've got that much time to get their interest and have them stick around, especially if you're on YouTube, right? So your hook is something like this, okay? Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 bass fishing tips that have worked for me, and I've won multiple contests using these 5 tips. If you're interested in learning those, stick around. That's what we're going to cover in this video. That's it. That's your hook. You're there because the title got you, maybe the thumbnail got you, but the hook is what you're there for. I want to know that. Now, can I sprinkle in my personality? Can I add a little bit of entertainment? Yes, but I need to let them know immediately what they're getting. Now, something like this, what I'm doing here, this is a deeper form of bond and relationship building. So I didn't start this live and be like, oh my gosh, I got to keep their attention. You know what? If you guys know that have been coming to these, and if you're coming to these later, you understand what this is. This is a little bit more of a freestyle. It's where I can sit here and hang out with you, have my coffee. I can sit here and have a sip of coffee. And hey guys, you know what? If you haven't taken a sip of coffee, let's take a sip of coffee together. All right. So it's a little different, right? If I'm creating a video to go out there and get someone's attention and give them something of value so they instantly will say, wow, that was awesome, and I'm not dilly-dallying, I'm getting right to the point, they're going to come back for more, right? Or they're going to subscribe to my channel, or they're going to come back to my blog, or they're going to sign up for my email list because I delivered, right? So not all stuff is like this. Now, should you do this too? Absolutely. Now, one little thing you could do, I'm getting a little off topic here, a little bit, still pertains. But what you could do is do a live like this and then plan that you're going to start that. So you're going to record this whole thing as a live. And then I'm going to say, okay, guys, you're watching this live. I'm going to go ahead and start teaching here in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 bass fishing tips that I've used to win multiple tournaments. I'm going to share them with you here today. If you're interested in learning those, stick around. That's what I'm going to cover in this video. All right, guys. Number 1, you got to have the right lure, right? You see what I did there? So I could do the live and then just pause, let people know I'm going to do that, and then boom. And then I can cut out the front and use that as a piece of evergreen content. All right. So there's ways that we can still do it. We can then use this content. You can tell we're live. We got dogs running around. We got people at the door, I guess. Something's going on. Or maybe it's just Brody getting annoyed with Maisie. That happens quite often. He's the little guy. He's our little puggle. And then we have a Bernedoodle, who's about 70 pounds. We got 30-pound versus 70-pound. He usually wins. Just saying. All right, cool. All right, so that's number 1, right? The hook. Okay, so we need a good hook. The hook is just basically the promise. What is the promise that we are going to be giving them? Okay, so now the second part is we need to teach, okay, or share, however you want to say it. Whatever you're going to deliver, we want to teach something, right? So right here, I'm teaching. Okay, I'm teaching you guys this 3-part formula. Okay, so every time I do a video, I'm looking at this right here. I'm like, hook. I'm teaching. And then there's one last thing that I'm going to share with you. Okay. So you have these different things. Now, I could also say after the hook, I may want to drop in there a quick little, hey, and if you guys could do me a favor, if you find this valuable, go ahead and smash the like button or share this. You can do that too. I don't always do that because I just want them to stay. Right. And then I can always sprinkle that stuff in. We can also have a graphic that comes in and says, make sure you're subscribed or something like that. So I think when you're just starting, you don't want to have to think about all of these different things that you have to put into creating a video, because then you're like, oh, I missed that part. Oh, and I'll actually do another little coffee talk where I'll walk you through some of my strategies for shooting video. Because I've done a lot of them. And when I'm shooting it, sometimes I'm like, I used to be where I would record something and maybe it's, I get halfway through it and I screw something up, and then I'll have to record the entire thing over. There's ways that we can start and stop and piece it together where it looks like, it was never touched. So there's little tips and tricks there we can talk about. And guys, let me know if you want more like information about video creation or, tools or software or things that we're using. Let me know. I love this stuff. It's kind of my background in a sense. My wife and I, like I said, we ran a photography studio for years. I'm not at all a video guru, but I've gotten by and I still love to learn and play and experiment. So if you guys have anything that you want me to address, whether that's, video, scripting or, laying out, outlining, any of that stuff, I'd be more than happy to do that as well. All right. So teach. All right. So we're going to hook. We're going to teach. The last thing, what are we going to do? Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a CTA. Anybody know what a CTA is? Let's get a little engagement here. I'm going to look in the comments here. Anybody know what a CTA is? Let's see. Kyle says 3 espresso shots in Scott. Yeah, no, not quite, but we're close. We're close, Kyle. You picked up on that. I don't know, man. I'm jacked up today. I'm ready to rock. Yeah, it's funny. Let's see. Hey, Salama, you win 1,000 points. All right, cool. So call to action. That's what we're talking about here. Okay. Hey, Letitia got it too. Mitch got it too. All right. Look at you guys. Karen got it too. All right. 1,000 points to everyone. All right, cool. So call to action. What does that mean? Okay. What does a call to action actually mean? It means this. All right. We do the hook. Here's what I'm going to deliver for you. Stay tuned. Right. And then we teach it, right? Here's the 5 things. Here's the 3 things, whatever. And then from there, it's like, okay, guys, hopefully you got value from this. Can you do me a quick favor? Can you go and subscribe to our channel? That's a call to action. Hey, can you do me a favor? Drop a comment down below. That's a call to action. So you can pick 1, 2, whatever you want to do, or we can have a direct to sale, so a direct call to action to buy something. Hey guys, if you want these lures that I shared with you inside of this video, go to bestfishinglures.com and you can grab them over there and mention, Scott Fishing, and you'll get a 20% off discount, like something like that. That could be a call to action, right? It's something you want them to do. Now, call to actions work in everything. It could be in emails, right? It could be in blog posts. It could be in video. It could be in anything, right? Call to action means you have to tell them what to do. We all need to be told what to do next. So if you got so if I teach this, like right now, if I taught this, a call to action would be this. I don't have one for you guys, but if I did, it would look like this. Guys, if you want this whole formula broken down and also 5 different examples of how I've built this formula and real live examples, just go to bestvideotricks.com and you can grab all of those resources right there. All you need to do is enter your name and email address and you can grab it. bestvideotricks.com. I don't own that, by the way, but you get what I'm saying, right? That would be a call to action. You would go there because I just taught you something, but you want to see more examples. You want to see it in action. You want to get more tips on this. You see how that works? This can work if you're selling a garlic press. You show people how to create, an amazing meal, and you talk about all the tools, and you're like, if you want to see, more examples of how I crush garlic and make these amazing meals, go here and grab my 5 recipes over at garlicpressrecipes.com. Like that would be the call to action. So call to action is something that you're going to direct them to do. It could be, hey, if you want to watch more of these coffee talks, go here. And then something would pop up and that would be a call to action. Or, hey guys, if you want more information, go in the comments down below and let me know what you want to know more of, or go in the description down below, guys. There's some links there for you with all of the equipment that I use, whatever. That's a call to action. Okay. So let's do this. Let's get fancy. Okay. So number 1, we got a hook, right? The hook, really important, right to it. The other thing is, and we talked yesterday about creating a blog post. What you can do is take that blog post, shoot a video, put that over on YouTube, and then take the YouTube video and embed it in your blog post. All right. Now, here's the deal. When you do that, you want that hook, that title, you want that to be the exact same thing that you're teaching or that you're sharing, right? So if the title of my video was 5 bass fishing tips to catch more bass, right? In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 bass fishing tips to catch more bass. I'm going to say that. Okay. Anytime that you can say it or write it, it's going to be good. Also, the people that are watching, it's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm at the right place. This is what I'm looking for. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, if you said, hey guys, want to learn about, 5 bass fishing tips to catch more bass? Oh, cool. You do? I'm going to do that in the next video. This video, I'm just going to show you how to do it for trout. You'd be like, wait a minute here. What just happened? I'm coming here for bass fishing. I don't care about trout right now. Right. So you never want to do that. Deliver on the promise. The promise here is in the hook. Right. And then you're going to deliver the promise. And then you're going to give them something to do always. And that something to do could be subscribe to the channel and, go to our email list and get more resources, get the free lead magnet, whatever, right? Comment, whatever it is. Don't give them too much though. Don't give them too much. Just 1 or 2 is good. In an email, specifically in an email, 1 or 2 is probably best. All right. So any questions on Instagram, any questions over here on YouTube and Facebook, let me know. Look at that artwork. I'm looking at my screen right here. Look at that artwork. Man, I did a good job on that, didn't I? Video formula. I've got some color going on here. I don't know. Looks okay, I guess. All right, cool. Let's see if you guys have any questions. And also, let's talk about a future coffee talk. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to learn more about? Let me know. And I'm going to go into the comments here. Let's see. Okay, cool. Here's one. Salama. Is it better to create key content that you think will serve your audience or do content based on keyword research first? Well, I think you can do a little bit of both. I think what you need to do is find out if you're targeting a specific market, then you want to start looking at keywords in that market. Okay. So in that part of the niche, in a sub niche. So if you're going after bass fishing, but you notice that there's a whole bunch of topics in doing some research, that there's a whole bunch on kayak bass fishing, then you might want to start there and go really, really deep in that category of your niche. So yes, you want to do a little bit because you want to see what's being searched for, because you don't want to waste the efforts, right? And then you would just tailor it towards that. That's what I would do there. Let's see. I enjoy your email. This is Hairweave 101. I forget your name again, Hairweave 101. I enjoy email communication, but very uncomfortable on video. And I mean extremely. And it's normal. There's one thing that you could do to get around that is, what if you did screencast video where you shared your screen and then you just narrated over top of it? That might be a way to get you started. What I would say too, what would be really good is, let's say that you don't want to be on camera the whole time. You could just jump on camera in the beginning and do exactly that one part and then cut right to the screen, right? So it could be like, hey guys, this is Karen. And today what I'm going to be sharing with you is 5 tips to create an amazing scarf or something like that, right? And then you can, then from there you can go, okay guys, let's jump to it. And then boom, you jump to your screen, or you jump to your hands doing the crocheting or whatever, right? So you don't have to always be on camera, but it is nice to see a face on camera when you first see that, when you're doing the hook. Salama, when you're starting, is it better to post a bunch of videos so that the watcher has a playlist, or 1 a week at a time? Here's the deal. Yes, it would be nice to batch a few, because then they can watch more. But the most important part here is to not overwhelm yourself with a whole bunch of videos that you think you have to create. So I would say, if you can, create 4 videos and drip them out 1 a week. I just got off a call with Jesse from Chase the Craft. Still It is his channel. And he started this about 3 years ago, following, I'm going to post 1 video per week. Now he's done well over 100 and I think 150 videos, and he's done 1 a week for 3 years. But it's basically committing to that and doing it and showing up. So to me, it's like, start with 1 a week. And then if you can scale that up, great. But start with 1 a week. Hey, Kayan, what's up? How are you? Renee, hello, hello. Another question. Salama, what light would you recommend for a beginner with limited budget? Well, I mean, a natural light source would be your best. So if you can find an area that you have a natural light source, obviously clean up the background or something. If you don't have the budget for a camera that diffuses the background like I have here right now, you're gonna want to clean up the back end of that. You're definitely going to want to make sure that it's not all messy and stuff behind you, and that way there it's not distracting. Because you got to remember, people are distracted by your surroundings. So you want to make sure that you do that. So I would say a light source that's natural, but that's going to limit you to being able to only shoot during the day. But I would say natural light is always the best anyway. And then I've got a light here, which I go through that entire process. Again, I'll link it up in the description. See that call to action, guys. Link it in the description, and then you guys can watch that video that I shot on this setup. This light right here, it's a pretty budget friendly light. And I've got a softbox over top of it. Very inexpensive. I think that was like 25 bucks. And the light for the set might've been 150 bucks. But you can buy one light for under 100 bucks. But lighting is big. It's really, really important. And Kyle, yeah, it says 3 espresso shots in Scott. Why do you say that? Yes, I would love to hear about video scripting. Yeah, we can go into deeper talk with that, Salama, but I will say this. I wouldn't script too much. I would bullet point. So today, all I did was I came up with my title, okay, my hook, and then from there, I basically just filled in with 3 points that I wanted to cover, and then I just talked about them. So I wouldn't get too crazy on scripting. I would just create what you want to talk about, so it's concise. Let's see. Hey, Julie Krill's in the house. Today's the day you'll hook that fish. What's up, Julie? Should your video live in your website, or I think it's on your website, or would it slow it down? Please do a coffee talk on what you should have on your website versus YouTube and iTunes. Well, very simply, it could slow it down. There's actually a plugin, I forget the name of it, that we're using that will take the video. It will take a thumbnail screen of it, so it doesn't take a long time to load. And then when you click on it, then it will load the video. And so you're just going to want to make sure that you embed that video on your site, but it's basically not being hosted on your site. But yeah, we could totally do something on that. Please do a video on how to narrate and show your screen. Okay, that's pretty simple. I use Screen Flow. It's for Mac, but there's also Camtasia for PC users. So you could totally use that as well. But yeah, it's pretty simple to do. All right. Lydia, editing is a bit difficult and time consuming. Can it be farmed out? If so, how do I find someone? Yeah, it can be, but it doesn't have to be. You just don't have to get fancy. Okay. Here's one other tip here, guys. When you get fancy, it gets more complicated. It slows the process down, but also people see it as being less authentic. All right. Now, this here, you can say, okay, I've got a good setup, pretty good setup, right? And, you know, there's some equipment that went into this, but I'm not heavily editing it later, right? So I think there's a balance. And I think in the beginning, you want to cut that down, because the more that you add to the process, the less you're going to do and show up. And I want you to be consistent. So it's really, really important that you do that. And yes, you can find people to do it. You can go to Upwork, you can go to FreeUp, you can even go to Fiverr. So there's a lot of places you can have it done, but I would not overcomplicate the editing process. And I would do it myself in the beginning, just so you know the process. It's not hard. And I can do it in ScreenFlow, but it would probably work hand in hand with Camtasia. It's just going to be different way that you do it. Kate, such great question. Keep them coming. Help me, because I wouldn't even think of these questions. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that they're helpful. Length, does it matter? Yes and no. I think, like, okay, so I'm doing this live. There's not really a time limit. I'm trying to keep them to 30 minutes, and I haven't been successful at that because I answer questions on and on and on, and I have to put a stop to that. But I want to keep hanging out with you guys. It's fun, and I love sharing. But if you're creating a video with a hook, with teaching, and then with a call to action, I would like to see between 5 and 10 minutes. Because think of yourself, if you're on YouTube and you see a video and you see that it's over 10 minutes, there's something up here that says, I don't want to commit to 13-minute video right now. Like I just want to know it, right? And so what you could do is break that video down or chunk it down into 2 parts or 3 parts, and then create a playlist. And then when you do that, it keeps people in your ecosystem. And also when they see it, they're like, oh, this is only 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll watch 5-minute video, and that's no problem. And then when they're into it, they get hooked. So that way they're going to want to watch the next video, and it's going to be automatically in your playlist on YouTube. So that's another cool thing about that. Hey, Jana, is it okay to film video in front of my book library, or is that too much of a distraction? I love my nonfiction library. Well, I'm kind of in front of mine, like back there, right? Now it's a little bit shallow depth of field, we call that. It's a little bit blurry. So see if my hand goes back there, it's a little bit out of focus, right? But I've got books back there. I've got my Take Action sign. I've got my own books, that I've written, and I've got this here, which is my Photoshop book, which is my Bible. And the reason why I have that, there's a reminder that, man, that book right there has made me a lot of money, and it made me believe in myself, really, because I never thought that I'd be, doing Photoshop back in the day. But it's not distracting if you do it right. And the thing is I just don't think you should have a wide angle. It should be a little bit tighter if you can. So that would be that. But I think also it's interesting sometimes if people are tuning in, they kind of see who you are by looking behind you, right? That's why if you're sitting here and it's all messy back there, like the person's kind of messy, right? But if you got it neatened up a little bit and there's less distraction, if I had like a pink towel back there or something, you'd be like, pink towel, why is that there? Why hasn't he picked that up? That guy's probably disorganized, right? Something like that. So you want to be careful with that. What is the plugin? Karen wants to know. That plugin, I don't know off the top of my head. I will have to look and see what it is by going in the back end of that website. What was your most viral video and why? I don't know if I've ever really had a viral video in this. I would say in our other brand, I guess you could say it was somewhat viral, but nothing like with millions. Well, I take that back. We had a few that did hit 1 million views. So I guess that would be called viral. I think it was just useful. It was useful and people found it useful, so they shared it. I don't look at viral though, guys. Like I look at consistency, and even if a video of mine got 100 views, I don't care, because those 100 views are 100 people, and I know that can grow. So don't get caught up in the viral thing. You don't want to do that. I use someone in the UK to edit my videos, inexpensive and fast. Found him on Fiverr.com. Cool, Mike. Thanks for sharing that. How long does it take to get noticed with video versus blog? It's going to depend. But I will say this. I feel that it is easier right now to get your blog. If you've done your research, if you've done, your validation, you've went through that whole process. I think it's easier to get content on your blog ranking and found quicker than YouTube. This is just my personal opinion. I could be wrong depending on the niche. So it's going to depend on the niche. And I think Pinterest right now is something that's worth looking into. We're having really good results. I'm really excited about Pinterest and what we have planned, and I'll be sharing more of that here. But we go really deep inside of Brand Creators Academy, which is our closed private group, which isn't open right now. But if you do want help with figuring out your market, I probably should give you a little call to action right now. Brandcreators.com. There will be some free resources there for you to help you in this brand building journey, and it'll help you validate your market and see these opportunities, really. So definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. Let's see here. Great questions today, by the way. Okay. Kate says, I noticed that all the thought leaders have Apple laptops. The people I watch, why is that? If you're just starting out, wouldn't it be better, or would it be better to have an Apple computer? Well, for me, it is, because it's just what I've kind of, I've grown up on in a sense. But I don't know. I know a lot of people that use PCs. Actually, Chris Schaefer is a PC user, and he's pretty good at what he does. So yeah, I don't think that you have to get a Mac. I just it's funny. Someone on my team, we were just going through this the other day, and he went from a PC to a Mac, because it's going to be easier for me to help him and share with him just through building SOPs and stuff like that. So it's just going to depend. But I love the Mac. I would try to encourage you to go to a Mac, but that's just because I'm a fan. It makes them feel special, Justin says. Okay. Really enjoying your playbook. Really helpful. And thanks a lot. Yeah, that's this right here too. By the way, guys, another little call to action, the playbook. And I'm giving multiple calls to action, and I don't mean to, but that just kind of happened. See? And this can be found at brandcreatorsbook.com. I don't know if I've got a link here in my banner thing here. Do I? No, I don't. I got to create one of them, don't I? But yeah, brandcreatorsbook.com is where you can find that. Okay, a few more questions and we got to wrap up. We're over my time limit. Let's see, Mike, I used PC for 20 years and it was fine. When Windows 10 was introduced, that was the last straw. I bought a MacBook Pro, never been on a Mac before. And within a few hours, I was off and running. Mac is much easier in every way. Love my Mac, would never go back. My father, funny story. My father was a PC guy too. When I was just getting into this, I had a PC, my first computer. Within I'd say probably the first year I converted over to a Mac from a buddy of mine who was into graphic design. I was in photography, so it made sense back then. My father came over. I started showing him the operating system OS 10 as it was known then. We were all using OS 9, and OS 10 was really, really easy to use. My father was just blown away. So he converted, and now he's a huge Mac fan, huge. And he's 75 years old. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Oh yeah, let you know the plugin. Remind me. I will definitely do that though. I will look that up for sure. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this coffee talk. I got to wrap this up. You guys got to get on with your day. Let me know though, is there any other thing that you want me to go deeper in this topic? Or is there something else that you want me to talk about in the future or us to talk about in the future? The other thing is, let me give you a little heads up what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow, here's what we're going to talk about. So I want you to be ready for this, okay? We're going to talk about success routines, okay? And the reason why is because I believe, especially right now, with us having no type of schedule, no routine for most people because they were going to a job. They were getting their kids ready for school. They were then taking them to school and they were going to work. They were doing all this stuff. And the problem is we don't have that anymore. So we have to create ours. So tomorrow I want to talk about how to create your own if you don't have one. And if you do have one, I want you to tweak it. Okay. And I'm telling you right now, like I have been on the same routine with a little bit of an adjustment since my daughter's been home from school. They're not going back to school this year. And my day has been disrupted in a sense, but it's okay. We just built new routines. I just had this conversation with my wife yesterday, and it's something I want to share with you guys. We'll break it down. I'll actually go through like 8 different things on, kind of like sharing my routine, but also like how we can create this routine for your own life and business. All right. So success routine, that's what we're going to be talking about, how to create and stick to your routine. All right. That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So again, we're going to be showing up here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Please invite a friend. If you want to do something for me, that is what I would say for you to do. Share this with a friend. Invite a friend that you think would get value. Give this Facebook Live some love. Give the YouTube channel some love. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button, the share button, the heart, whatever you do on YouTube. And that would be absolutely awesome and amazing, and I would appreciate it. All right, guys. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, remember, take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon.